Welcome, folks. I'm Jaby Koay. I woke up this morning quite early and I couldn't sleep, so I decided to do what any American does when they can't sleep. Eat. And what do you do while you eat? You look at YouTube videos. So while I was looking at YouTube, I noticed the Oppenheimer announcement on Universal Pictures' YouTube channel. I thought, why not? Let's get ready and do a reaction video in the early hours of the morning. So if you guys haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and pretty please vote this up. Let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. Let's check this out together. Here we go.
The world is changing, reforming. This is your moment.
How could this man he saw so much be so blind?
The force from which the sun draws its power has been loose.
You gave them the power to destroy themselves. It made him the most important man who ever lived. The man who moved the earth.
What? Okay. It's on repeat on Universal's YouTube channel, just looped over and over again, so let's check it out one more time. I'm guessing this is about... okay, let me...
The world is changing, reforming. This is your moment.
How could this man he saw so much be so blind?
The force from which the sun draws its power has been loose.
You gave them the power to destroy themselves. It made him the most important man who ever lived. The man who moved the earth.
I hear a train starting up in the background. I caught a glance of something from IMDb or something about a theoretical physicist. I immediately stopped reading because I didn't want to have anything spoiled before I watched this. The neat thing about that Universal YouTube video is that every time it played, a minute was shaved off of that timer. Kind of reminds me just so slightly of the Matrix, was it Revolutions? Whatever the late, Resurrections, that's what it was. The Matrix Resurrections website, whenever they played it, it had this sort of roulette quality to it where it kept choosing different moments from the movie to show you, which was really cool. I wish they did something like that here, as opposed to just changing the time on it. One more minute shaved off. The story of American scientist J. Robert Oppenheimer and his role in the development of the atomic bomb. That was my other thought, was that it had something to do with, you know, destruction. I mean, you're seeing this inferno. You're seeing this fiery explosion. So the only other film that I can recall that Nolan has done that's based on real people, real events is Dunkirk, which is based on, World War I, II. I forgot. Just kidding. It's World War II. I never bothered to look up anything about this movie up until this moment. I just thought Oppenheimer was like a dope title. I was like, cool, I don't know what that means. It's just a sound. Like Tenet. What does that mean? I would imagine there's nothing like science fiction-y about this at all, but you never know with Nolan. You never know his approach. It could be totally different. Even just like the imagery of the posters is wild. You go to Universal's YouTube channel. I mean, look at this. That is just really cool looking. This does not paint the picture of someone who developed the atomic bomb. This looks like some weird cross between Westworld and, I don't know, Love, Death, and Robots. I'm not, it just looks cool. This doesn't strike me as, what it is. And maybe that's by design, because who wants to watch a movie about the guy who developed the atomic bomb? Universal's trying to find a way to come at this at an angle that will, get you intrigued. Oppenheimer was the wartime head of the Los Alamos laboratory and is among those who are credited with being the father of the atomic bomb for their role in the Manhattan Project, the World War II undertaking that developed the first nuclear weapons. Oppenheimer was among those who observed the Trinity test in New Mexico, where the first atomic bomb was successfully detonated on July 16th, 1945. He later remarked that the explosion brought to mind words from the Bhagavad Gita. Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. In August 1945, the weapons were used in the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. After the war ended, Oppenheimer became chairman of the influential General Advisory Committee of the newly created United States Atomic Energy Commission. He used that position to lobby for international control of nuclear power to avert nuclear proliferation and a nuclear arms race with the Soviet Union. He opposed the development of the hydrogen bomb during a 1949 to 1950 governmental debate on the question and subsequently took stances on defense-related issues that provoked the ire of some factions in the U.S. government and military. During the Second Red Scare, those stances, together with past associations Oppenheimer had with people and organizations affiliated with the Communist Party, led him to suffering the revocation of a security clearance in a much-written-about hearing in 1954. Maybe this film is going to deal with this a little bit. Effectively stripped of his direct political influence, he continued to lecture, write, and work in physics. 9 years later, President John F. Kennedy awarded, and Lyndon B. Johnson presented him with the Enrico Fermi Award as a gesture of political rehabilitation. One thing I've seen kind of come up, anyone who knows more about this, please feel free to chime in the comments. One thing I've seen come up is the people who have, the scientists who have created these weapons of mass destruction are often the ones who feel the most sorrow and regret and are trying to stop these things from being further abused. I doubt that Oppenheimer wanted to be known as the dude who created the device that killed countless lives. I'm pretty sure that's the kind of thing that keeps you up at night. When I hear about this story from Nolan, it strikes me as something that is unlike something we've really seen him do before. It's an interesting way to tease such a story. I feel like most of what we're going to be dealing with, again, you never know with Nolan, most of what we're going to be dealing with is just the fallout, as that's what this trailer focused on. This has me extremely curious, to say the least, and I do wonder, based on the facts that we know so far, it does make me wonder how audiences will take this, because this doesn't sound like the kind of film that is going to be mass appeal, but it's being advertised like a film that is meant to be mass appeal. So it's very, very curious to me. It's very interesting. I would love to know what you guys think in the comments below. Do let me know your feelings, please. If you know any more about this that I didn't cover here, please, again, comment. That's it for now. I'm Jaby Koay. Peace out.